Good afternoon. It is April 30, 2025. And it's a Wednesday. Yeah, it's a Wednesday. It's the end of the month. Rent is due tomorrow. Here in Sherbrooke, it's currently... Oh, I didn't even bring up the Fahrenheit ones. It shows that it's been a while. Really sorry about that. It's 8 degrees Celsius, 47 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's warm. Not as warm as it was yesterday. But first, let's... first of all, as you see, it's sunny. The sun is shining directly to this side of my face. It's at once pleasant and unpleasant. It's not too bad as long as I don't look this way. It's directly into the sun. The sun, speaking of the sun, this morning rose at 5:38 a.m. and will set at 7:52 p.m. That is 14 hours and 14 minutes of sunlight. Days are getting longer. Yeah, it's not as hot as it was yesterday. Yesterday it was 26 degrees Celsius. I don't know why I was going to say that. I don't know why I didn't do a weather report yesterday. I didn't feel like it, but I'm starting to think that was like a significant thing to talk about this year. 26 degrees Celsius. Oh, let's see what that was in Fahrenheit. .8 degrees Fahrenheit. So you see the contrast here is quite striking. Yeah, I'm gonna close these blinds. It's getting a little bit intense. Oh, there we go. So, what has been going on? It's been quite some time. My show on Saturday went really well, super well. It's very fun. Got a lot of nice comments. There were a decent amount of people there, not necessarily for us, but had several people come up to us afterwards and say how much they enjoyed the show. I played a short but concise and say definitely very high energy set. And had a lot of fun. The full band songs sounded really good. Felt very good to play. I did get very drunk afterwards, though. Went to bed very late. And did some very low quality cocaine. So hurting from those choices physically and psychologically for a couple days. And now it's Wednesday. Yesterday I managed to get a lot of stuff done. And I got some stuff done today as well, not everything I wanted to. I got a lot of stuff done yesterday. Be right back. Sorry, I'm just checking to see. I saw my curtains. My curtain was an insect, and if it was alive, and it is alive, but it's an insect that bothers me, so just let it be. Yeah, it's always sort of tough, like just weeks of stress and so much effort and energy and time put into this, and then it's like literally 35 minutes. But it's like the best 35 minutes. And it's so fun. It goes by quickly. And then there's the praise afterwards, which feels good, and the attention feels good. But then, as I have often done, and I guess still did this time, then it's just excess. And as time goes on, as I get older, it becomes more difficult to bounce back from that. But tomorrow and Friday, I have two, especially Friday, very long days in Drummondville, working. So I'm going to go to bed early tonight. so I can be up and running and a good employee tomorrow. But it's always tough because I haven't worked for this. I've only worked twice for this company, which is great. They've got a really great team. It's a cool spot. But I just feel, and it's normal, but like I just feel like I'm incompetent because I don't really know a lot of stuff, how stuff works there, what procedures are, where stuff is. But I'll get better. We got some, like, tomorrow's a minimum 12-hour day, which is great because I want to work and I want to get paid. So it is pretty nice to have that sort of all consolidated in one day, or a couple days. 20 hours in 2 days is pretty good. But I do need to go to the grocery store to get food for tomorrow, so I can eat consistently throughout the day to help reduce my anxiety. Yeah, I don't really know what to really start talking about because I don't want this to be very long, since I do want to go out to the sun, to the grocery store. Oh yeah, we voted on Monday. It always feels good to vote. Always feels good to vote. So I guess I'll keep this brief. I'm doing okay. Drinking's not good. But, oh yeah, then also on Monday I received the new Netrunner set, Elevation. And I sleeved it all up yesterday. And I started sleeving up System Gateway, so they all have the same sleeves. A lot of cards. But, nice. Looks really cool. Good game. Fun game. Yeah, this is just Elevation right here. I just can't. Also don't have a box that'll fit the entire 2 sets that I have. Anyway, I'm really excited to play it, but I need people to play it with. And people are busy. So, I'm going to keep it brief and talk today about the song Solid Stone by Ileana Glass. Well, I never heard about it before. This is from her debut album E, capital letter E, that came out this year. I read about it on Pitchfork.com. There was a review on Pitchfork.com because I am an aging millennial and I get my music news from Pitchfork.com. Not all of it, but a decent chunk of it. I still find music based on what is discussed and reviewed on Pitchfork.com. And this album was a great, really fantastic surprise. It's mainly piano bass, but there's some guitars, bass, other instruments here and there. I have to re-listen to the whole thing. But I listened to the song Solid Stone probably a good solid like 10 or 15 times since last night. It's so good. It's so good. I even ended up going to her website and found an old video from a few years ago for performing a lot of these songs so I could look at her mouth while she was singing so I could figure out what the lyrics were, because I thought these lyrics are really great, but there were words that I don't understand. And I think I got it. And yeah, her voice really reminds me of Sybille Bayer. It's probably the best that I can pronounce it. Whose Lone Soul album, Color Green, is one of my favorite albums of all time. I'm sure I've talked about it on this channel before. So good. Sybille Bayer. And I think that her Very interesting. Sorry, to me at least, there is a. I was gonna like flip the camera around, but you probably can't see it. There's just this single spider web filament going from my curtain rod to my desk. I guess a little bit lower. Is there a spider there? Curious. I want to disturb it. There's no spider. It's very interesting. In any case, yeah, I find that she has a vocal timbre that reminds me a lot of Sybil Bayer. She's got a beautiful voice. It's jazzy, pretty minimalistic. I started to get the compositions. It's got a lo-fi sound with it. It's recorded, sort of very, yeah, so lo-fi and saturated. And she's got some solid songs. I mean, I really like, of course, Solid Stone. Song for Emma Hoy, which is an instrumental piece. But, yeah, it's very moody, sort of melancholy, or jazzy at the same time. It's just good, and just really fantastic vocal performance. And this song, Solid Stone, the lyrics too really speak to me, unfortunately. It's basically like, seems pretty clearly about, I guess, sort of classic, sort of impenetrable man who sort of just becomes undone, you know, once a woman tries to, you know, penetrate that stony facade, I guess I'll say. And so he's sort of like lamenting, not even lamenting, but just sort of just like wondering with what I interpret as disappointment, like, who was this man? Because she wasn't able to, I don't know, it's just sort of like binary thing, right? It's like either this man is like totally closed off, or he's totally come apart. And she's lost him at that point. I mean, she even says like, I killed a man. I felt his soul slip right through my hands, right? But I'll read the lyrics to you. Solid stone, who was this man? Always alone. Some don't understand. I ride home in the cab, and carved in stone, who was this man? Sharon Stone, I killed a man. I felt his soul slip right through my hands. I'm going rogue. I hope you understand. A man of stone crumbles in my hand, crumbles into sand. I work alone, not for the man. The feeling's gone, no reprimand, no. The water's low because I broke a man. A man of stone crumbles in my hand. Well, there's like a repetition of a part of it, but it really ends with, you know, repeated several times. Who was this man? Oh, who was this man? Who was this man? Oh, who was this man? You know, really wondering, like, so is what I'm saying, like, making any sense? It's like she can't access this person while she has him because, you know, he's made of stone, right? The boundaries are up, keeping everybody out. When she sort of pierces through that to a place where vulnerability is possible, well, he just like falls apart and she loses him. And so she couldn't know him while she had him, so to speak. And then she can't know him either afterwards. There's like no in between. And so I feel like I can definitely relate to this because I know there are definitely several women who have tried to know me and I've not been able to because I haven't let them. Or, you know, sometimes some cases I'm just left in disappointment because it's like, oh, well, I can't be with him because there's so much insecurity and self-loathing and anxiety that like it just like blocks any light out. There's no possibility of going any further because it just takes up all this space. Which is hard to talk about and difficult to talk. Yeah, it's difficult to talk about, or even like get myself to talk about because the fear I have is of just being alone for the rest of my life. Which I know it will be if I don't work on well a lot of things, but like at least a few specific things related to this: the anxiety, the insecurity, the self-loathing. Um, but I want to be honest. But yeah, at the same time, it's like, well, I don't know. It's this thing that's sorry. I just it's difficult to talk about, and sort of like now that I'm here talking about it, sort of don't really know what to say because it's something that I feel embarrassed about. Maybe not ashamed, but definitely embarrassed about. It's a part of me I don't like myself about myself. But it also does come and like touch some pretty fundamentally um, like difficult like things that I have a lot of difficulty with, and that like I guess often in the beginning, when I meet somebody that I'm attracted to, or somebody who's attracted to me, which as soon as somebody that I find attractive, even in a small way, gives me like positive attention, then I will inevitably become attracted to them. Because this fear that like, well, nobody's gonna want to be with me, so sort of have to take this opportunity while it's there, right? Well, I mean, which isn't to minimize the fact that like there are definitely people that have tried to be with me, um, who I have like genuinely been very attracted to, but that's not the point. Um, yeah, I do this thing where like I try to like minimize myself in the beginning, right? Like minimize parts of myself, like parts of myself that could come into conflict with like other parts of their personality. Um, it can be like insidious. It's like not even like outright like lying. Just maybe like minimizing how strongly I might believe in something that might um, come into conflict with what that other person believes. Um, like acting more enthused about things that wouldn't make me feel so enthusiastic because the other person is enthusiastic about it. Which I mean, maybe I'm describing like normal things, right? Maybe other people do this as well, but like I think the contrast of that, of like trying to like put forward the best image of myself that I can, and then I guess the dishonest part is maybe it's not dishonest. It's just like I do end up becoming more confident because I'm getting that validation, right, from the other person. Um, that like I don't know if this makes any sense, but like will temporarily feel more confident, but it's not really this confidence that's coming like from who I like how I am usually, right? It's this like temporary boost of confidence, which then comes into um, contrast with like this like afterwards this like deep insecurity, right? And this like pushing away and this closing off when there's like actual like real vulnerability. And so, okay, this is actually getting pretty long. I am going to just leave it at that for the time being. Definitely a big emotional dump. All this to say that I relate to this song, and it sort of makes me sad that, I've left people wondering, like, yeah, I really wish, like, I could have gotten to actually know this guy, but because of his, like, profound emotional problems and insecurity and fear and inability to accept love, I guess I'll just have to move on and, find somebody who's capable. And that's not to say that I think I'll never be capable. I just haven't in the past, and definitely not now. Which then leads me to just, like, I guess to clarify a point is that, like, I want people to see me and look at me and think that I'm attractive and that I'm cool, and I'm afraid that by expressing this kind of stuff, people will see me like, okay, not just like strangers, like people who actually know me or could know me in my life, just be like, oh, okay, well, he's clearly saying that he's like not capable of being in a relationship or dating at this point, so I'll just not try. Because that goes to my ego, right? Where like I'm like, I want that validation. And I want to be in a relationship at some point. I want to start like dating people again. Not that I really did that much over the course of my life, but I have dated people in the past. I've never actually been in a like relationship, but yeah, it's this thing that I desire, but at the same time I know I'm incapable of committing to accomplishing, being a part of, I guess, best way to put it at this point in my life. But it doesn't undo that desire, But check out Eliana Glass and this song. It just really affected me, but I still think it's a pretty song, and it's very well performed. Later today, gonna get colder, of course. Coming down to 3 degrees Celsius, 37 degrees Fahrenheit at the end of the night, which is just gonna gradually keep going down. Thanks for watching this. I'll talk more about my show at another point. One thing that is interesting is like when women that I find attractive give me attention after a show, because it happens sometimes. Not that they're necessarily interested in me in that way, but there's always this sort of like sadness where I'm like, because it's also because like, as far as like ego goes, and like my own self-esteem, a big part of, and I've talked about this before, but a big part of my self-esteem is tied into this, I want people to perceive me as a good artist and a good performer. So that's really important to me to do, but also like ego-wise, the perception of other people, I want people to perceive me that way, right? Really feeds my ego. And so, yeah, when I get attention from a woman, I find attractive, and that might be attractive to me, that feeds my ego as well, but within the context of like being like post performance, or like in the context of my art, it's like exponentially amplified, right? But I've come to the point where like there's this sadness at the same time where I'm like, yeah, but like there's no way, like this isn't gonna lead to anything because of who I am, right, at this point. Which is sort of sad. Anyway, I'm gonna go to the grocery store because I need to go to bed early. So I have not gone outside yet, but I will enjoy the last dregs of this these beautiful blue skies and this golden sunshine all along the way. Everyone, have a great day.